What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the Toronto Raptors draft pick at number 4. They did go with the surprise pick, Scottie Barnes, at number 4 overall. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was shocked and, I would say a little bit upset when it happened. But, as you start to, kind of cool down, it kind of all makes sense now what the Raptors were trying to do. They were trying to originally move up to number 3 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Evan Mobley, I think, undoubtedly was on top of their draft board. I think that was pretty obvious, especially after they took Scottie Barnes. And then I think it was Scottie Barnes, then Jalen Suggs. So the part that bothers me is that they could have traded back with Orlando to number 5 and ended up with Scottie Barnes there, but they chose not to. Jalen Suggs went number 5 to the Orlando Magic, so they got a good one in Jalen Suggs, but it's unfortunate for him. He's going to an organization that is so set back and, still deep into the rebuilding process, as it's really just getting started. But as for the Toronto Raptors, Masai Ujiri has been someone that, he has done he's always made moves that a lot of people disagree with when it happens. And, he always does the unexpected. And when, the Toronto Raptors traded for Kawhi Leonard and traded DeMar DeRozan, I'm not going to lie, I was very upset. I actually wanted Masai Ujiri to be fired, which was ridiculous now as we look ahead about 4 years later, as they ended up winning a championship. But Scottie Barnes, the Raptors preached that they were looking for not only, the best fit for right now, but the best fit for years to come. And they felt that Scottie Barnes out of Florida State was, the guy who was going to be that fit. And, right now he's very versatile. He is an absolute monster. He's got a 7'2" wingspan. He won the 6th Man of the Year. The guy's a machine. He is, someone that can really do pretty much everything. He weighs 225 pounds. He's a big boy, 6'9". So he's versatile. And I think that's what the Raptors really, really look for. Versatility is something that, I think over time they've really, liked. And like I said, he's 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. He's a big guy. He went to Montverde Academy for high school. He went to Florida State, like I said, and won the 6th Man of the Year. And he could play a couple different positions. He could play the guard. He could play the small forward. He could play the power forward. So there's a lot to take from this pick. But first of all, and I think the most obvious one, is that the Toronto Raptors moving forward, Malachi Flynn and Fred VanVleet is their long-term backcourt. This is what we're going to go out there with for the next, 10 years. That's the backcourt. Fred VanVleet is 27. Malachi Flynn, who was our first-round pick last year, is just 23 years of age. So for the next, 8 to 10 years, this is going to be our backcourt. That is, one of the obvious takes from this selection. The next one, which really catches my eye, is what's going to happen with Kyle Lowry now that we haven't taken that guard. To me, I think the Raptors know something that is not out there and we don't know. Kyle Lowry, the chance of him coming back to Toronto is a lot likelier than we all had thought. I'm not saying it's, going to happen. I'm not even going to say it's, that's the best chance. But I think there's a lot better of a chance that Kyle Lowry comes back to Toronto. And I think if he doesn't, the Raptors really believe in Malachi Flynn. They spent a first-round pick on him. He got lots of time to prove himself. He was very good with the Raptors when he, got big minutes. He proved that he could be a good shooter. For his size, he can rebound the ball at a pretty decent rate. And of course, he's a good passer. So I think Malachi Flynn, we have what we want from him. The size might not be everything, but we've, rolled with a smaller backcourt for a while. One thing that I find really interesting, though, is, Pascal Siakam has been, in a lot of trade rumors lately. And I feel like with the, selection of Scottie Barnes, we may see Pascal Siakam on the move. I'm not saying it's likely, and I think there's a better chance he stays with the Raptors than he goes, but I think, the possibility of him leaving is increased, especially after this move. But overall, all in all, I think a lot of people have doubted Masai Ujiri and what he's done in the past. They, doubt a lot of the things he does. But in the end, it always seems to work out. Aside from a couple of, draft picks, Jakob Poeltl, was not a very good one. I believe he drafted Caboclo. I could be wrong, but, that was a poor one, whether it was him or Colangelo. But Masai Ujiri, for the most part, especially in the past 5 years, has been an absolute genius. He's made trades and draft picks that, have proved to be absolutely pivotal and terrific ones. So, as a Raptor fan, I could fly off the hook like I did when Adam Silver called out Scottie Barnes' name. I could fly off the hook, but I'm not going to. I'm going to trust, the team. I'm going to trust Bobby Webster, Nick Nurse, and, what the Raptors have, in their development system. Scottie Barnes, the main area of concern for him is his 28% three-point percentage. But the Raptors develop players, like I said, at a very, very, very good rate. So I feel like that number could, really, really, go up with his time on the Raptors. So I think it's all, I think Scottie Barnes is going to be a terrific player in the NBA. I'm not saying he's going to be worse than Jalen Suggs. I'm not going to say he's going to be better, but he kind of has a head start compared to Jalen Suggs because of where he's going. Toronto's a lot more ahead of the process than Orlando. We're going to be going for the playoffs this year, where Orlando's still in the rebuild mode. So, if the Raptors moved back to 5, I would have loved this pick of Scottie Barnes. And, I don't mind it right now here at 4, but, the Raptors chose to do it. I'm gonna trust as a fan what Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster have chosen to do. And I think Jared Allen, I made a video on him. Check it out if you haven't already done so. I think that remains a big possibility in free agency. So I think they're going to look ahead into free agency and attack the center spot. I think they were trying to attack Mobley. They couldn't get him. So now I think they're going to go hard after a center. And especially after Cleveland drafted Mobley, I think Jared Allen becomes a real possibility in free agency. Now, as for the starting lineup for the Toronto Raptors, we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be very difficult to mock, sort of. There could be a lot of, it's going to be a busy offseason. I feel like in about a week from now, 2 weeks from now, we're going to have a much better understanding of what it could look like. But I think Scottie Barnes coming off the bench is a big possibility. Him and Gary Trent Jr., I think both those guys could come off our bench, which would be a stellar, 1-2 punch off the bench. But we'll have to see. As for Masai Ujiri, his, negotiations, I think it's kind of, not stopped, but I think it's kind of on a halt, and I think he's coming back. He wouldn't have, been doing all the work he has been if he weren't coming back. So, nothing to worry about there, I don't think. I think he's going to be coming back. I think Bobby Webster and Masai Ujiri are worried about the draft tonight. As we still have 46 and 47 in the second round, so 2 more picks. I'll have videos up on those 2 picks reviewing those guys tomorrow. But as for Scottie Barnes, I like the pick. I don't like it so much at 4, but I like him as a player. He's very versatile. He's a big guy. He's a great rebounder, so I think he will thrive in the Toronto Raptors system. And I think he's going to be a really good player at the NBA level. I'm excited to see him play in a Toronto Raptors uniform, and he brings great energy to the Toronto Raptors. But you guys let me know what you think about this pick. You might not like it off the bat, but I think it's going to pay off in the end. So you guys let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. And as always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video.